Yo, listen up. I need y'all to stop what y'all doing and go to thefora.com and get that new book by Lakey the Kid through Fora. And while you at it, cop some merch too.
Mixtapes and DVDs is my era.
Facts.
We did it better.
Yep.
Pelly leathers,
Facts.
ACG boots. We 80s babies and early 90s when it got grimy. I was out of this world, you could not find me unless you check the lobby. Hustling was my hobby. We was lobby boys before Jim Jones. You could catch me in Harlem eating Jimbos.
Now, this is episode 3 of Fatal, and today we're going to talk about 2 hip-hop artists that had near-death experiences. First artist we're going to talk about is New Jersey rapper Tsu Surf and Queens/Atlanta rapper Waka Flocka Flame, and this is their story. Now, Tsu Surf is a battle rapper out of Newark, New Jersey. Tsu Surfer hit the scene around 2009, 2010, battling on Smack URL, making a name for himself. Surf will quickly become a battle rap superstar and go on to battle other battle rap superstars like Hitman Holla, Conceited, Tay Rock, and K-Shine, just to name a few. While putting out music while battle rapping, Tsu Surf will become one of the first battle rappers to break the stigma of battle rappers not being able to make good music. Tsu Surf will begin to work with Joe Buttons on a countless number of tracks and will start to create a buzz for himself in the hip-hop industry as well. But before Tsu Surf will go on to work with Benny the Butcher, Remy Ma, Mozzie, G Herbo, and Jim Jones, and put out his albums for 725 and Make Sure You Kill Me, and his album with Cali rapper Mozzie, Blood Cousins, Tsu Surf will find himself in some trouble that he might not made it out of. Now, Tsu Surf will be arrested on attempt murder charges in 2017, and after beating his charges and being released from prison not too long after, Tsu Surf will be shot 5 times in July 2018. Now, supposedly, Surf will be in the hood of his ops, and when he pulled up to a red light, a car will pull up beside him and begin to open fire. Now, according to Tsu Surf, after he was struck once in the arm, the shooter would get out his car and walk up to his passenger side, firing more shots, striking him 2 times in the ribs and 2 times in the stomach. Now, after Surf was shot, he would jump out his car and begin to pull at other car doors and flag cars down, hoping someone would stop for him and drive him to the hospital. Now, eventually, Surf will find someone that'll take him to the hospital after basically jumping in that person's car. The guy told Surf he wasn't from around that area, but if he directed him, he'd get him to the hospital.
He said, look, I don't know where no hospital is, but if you tell me where you going, I'll take you there. I get out the car, I run to the emergency door, start banging on the door.
Now, Tsu Surf would survive this shooting, but he's currently in jail on RICO charges that he pled guilty to, and he could face up to 30 years in prison. Now, Waka Flocka was introduced to the world as a member of Gucci's 1017 Brick Squad, along with OJ the Juice Man, his cousin Frenchie, and brother Wu the Kid. In 2009, Waka Flocka jumped on the scene with his single, Oh Let's Do It, which became an instant hit record. Waka followed up with his hit single, Hard in the Paint, and No Hands, featuring Roscoe Dash and Wale, which went multi-platinum. On October 5th, 2010, Waka Flocka dropped his debut album for Flockavelli, which peaked at number 6 on the Billboard charts, selling close to 40,000 his first week. But in January 2010, Waka Flocka would be in a situation where he might not have lived to see the release of his debut album. Now, in 2010, Waka Flocka would be shot and robbed. Now, I'm going to get into a few articles that explain the whole situation. And it says, on Tuesday evening, the 23-year-old rapper was recovering after being shot earlier in the day in an apparent robbery. Born Joaquin Morphas, the rapper was washing his car at the Bubble Bath Car Wash at 5220 Old Nation Highway around 1:30 p.m. when he was approached by an armed man demanding Waka's jewelry, police said. A scuffle broke out, the shots were fired, Fulton County Police spokesman Sergeant Scott McBride said. Waka was shot in the arm and taken to a nearby hospital. The suspect fled the scene, going south along Old Nation Highway, McBride said. Waka is linked to hip-hop star Gucci Mane's So Icy Entertainment, according to allhiphop.com. So that was an article right there on the situation on what happened. I said Waka instead of his last name because Waka's easier to say. But basically, he was washing his car, slipping with his jewelry on. Somebody ran down on him to rob him. He wasn't with it. He scuffled with them for the gun, and he ended up getting shot. Now, this is another article explaining how Waka Flocka felt after the robbery and after being shot or whatever. So let's get into that. Now, in this article, Waka says, I'm like, I can't believe I'm shot, he said about the thoughts that raced through his head in the aftermath of the assault. I felt it in my arm, but I looked down and felt it in my chest, my back, everything. It felt like stop, drop, and roll. I'm leaking and my arm squirting, I said. Call an ambulance. I felt my body getting woozy. I laid down on the flat surface. That messed me up because they ain't do nothing but put air inside my lungs and blood. I ain't panicked. I was like, F it. I'ma give up. This hurt too bad. I'ma give up. So it sounded like Waka was going to give up after he got shot. But anyway, it says, thankfully for Flame, it wasn't his time to die. My partner was like, get up. I said, I ain't dead. Call an ambulance. Flocka remembered. By the time I get up, he was like, dog, you done peed yourself. I was like, this ain't pee, this blood. I got in the ambulance. The EMS attendant was like, lift up. I'm like, lift up? This hurt. You ever been shot before? Waka gets a little more serious when talking about the bullet's path through his body. It went through his right arm, punctured his lungs, broke a couple ribs, and landed in his back, causing vision and memory loss for 2 weeks. He still felt pain in his injured arm and can't move his fingers on his right hand as freely as he did before. Give me a week, I'll probably be up and running, he said optimistically. Waka still can't understand why someone wanted to kill him. He just an up-and-coming rapper, and the neighborhood on Old Nation Highway where the incident occurred is one of his frequents. However, he still maintains that the word he's hearing on the streets is the gunman was sent to do more than just rob him. So what it's sounding like to me is they was there to take Waka out, but thankfully he got out that situation and survived and was able to put out his debut album and pursue his rap career.